Hey everybody, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the most unique jump rope I've used to date. I'll tell you the story about this jump rope, how I got it, and what I think about it, and whether or not I think it's worth buying. In the video, I'll talk about why the jump rope is so unique, and I'll take you through an unboxing so you can see exactly what the rope looks like and how it came shipped to me. So the most unique rope I've used to date is called the rhythm rope, and this is what it looks like. Some of you have probably seen me use this rope on several live workouts that I've done on this channel, and I will tell you that this rope is a great rope to get. How I came across this rope was I was on Reddit doing some networking and sharing some videos with people, and the person who makes this rope sent me a message and asked if he could send me one of these ropes to review and to give him some feedback on. I said, yeah, no problem. So he lives out on the West Coast, sent me the rope. I got it. I thought it was a little bit different at first because the handles are so small. But as soon as I started using it, I realized, wow, this is a really cutting edge piece of technology in the jump rope game because I'd never seen anything like it before. It doesn't have any ball bearings in it, and it has this spring right here that acts as a way for the rope to respond. And it also has a completely different sizing mechanism. I remember the owner actually told me, if you can break one of these handles that I've made, I'll just send you a new one or a couple new ones. He basically told me this rope is indestructible. So let's go ahead and get into the review, and I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I'll go through my 5 review metrics that I put up against every single jump rope that I use and review on this channel. Yeah, so remember getting the rope in this box right here, and I'm doing this voiceover because I didn't really like the audio, but I remember getting it in this box right here and not really knowing what to expect. I think this was the first rope that anybody had ever sent me for free, so it's kind of a milestone for me in a sense. And so I got the rope. I didn't actually think that he was going to send it to me, but I thought it was pretty cool that I had made it to the point in my, I guess you would call it, YouTube career, that people were starting to send me free stuff, which I thought was cool. But I had no idea that what I would be getting would be such a high quality product. But this is how the rope came. It came through in a cardboard box with the padding here, which was nice. And then immediately when I saw the rope, I thought, wow, that is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought the handles were going to be a lot longer, and I was really actually surprised, and I shouldn't have, for lack of better words, judged the book by its cover. I didn't have high expectations when I saw how small the handles were, but I was in for a surprise because this rope ended up working out really well. And so it came packaged like this very nicely, and it had the cable came through, a new cable or a replacement cable on the left hand side, and the actual rope on the right hand side. And I remember being so surprised that I took out a ruler and measured it, and it looks like the handles are only about 3 inches long. And I was kind of perplexed as to how this rope could work, but I said to myself, they're asking for $55 for this, and they were asking for $55 at the time. So I was thinking, this thing's gotta be good. It's gotta be. And I was thinking that it had to be, just because it was so surprising at how small it was. And I thought, well, maybe I'm in for a surprise here. And I definitely was. So I cut into it, and it was packaged really nicely, and I immediately felt the quality. I could tell immediately when I finally got hands on it that it was a high quality rope, and I could tell just by the inscribing there at the ends of the handles that he took a lot of time to make this rope, and that he put a lot of effort into it. When people do the small things well, they usually do the bigger things well. And that's something that I always remember. I remember getting the Rush Athletic speed rope and the name coming off almost immediately after using it. and that was a telltale sign to the rope's quality, and the quality of that rope's not very good. And the same thing with the Elite SRS, the Boxer 3.0. The name just came right off, but this was a little bit different. And so you saw the sizing mechanism there. I go through that later on in the video. And I was really thankful that there was tape in the end of it as well. I thought that was cool to help with the grips. And then I was a little bit confused on how to take the rope apart right at that point. I just knew that it slid through, the rope slid through with the spring. And actually the owner sent me a video on Instagram to teach me how to take it apart and put it back together, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think he has that on his YouTube channel as well. I remember the handles feeling very nice and being very impressed with the quality without even having used this rope yet. I thought it was a nice touch, and I thought that as soon as I started to handle the rope, I had a good feeling that it was going to perform very well when I would take it out to my garage. And so here I'm just looking at the spring here, and the spring is to increase the responsiveness. And as you can see right here, I'm a little bit confused on what to do here because it is a lot different than most. Later on in the video, I demonstrate how to do it. You actually take and you actually have to pull with a good bit of force, but you can handle it with a good bit of force because the rope is very robust and it's very resilient. And so those are all the pieces it comes with. It's a pretty minimalist design, which I do like a lot. And you can see here, I'm just kind of handling the rope a little bit. This is what you get with the rope. You get the rope and then you get the spare right there. And I think that it's a good value that you get with it. I think my favorite part of the rope is this spring here instead of a swivel bearing. I think it's really clever. And here is the assembly part of it. This is after I got the video from the owner of this rope, the maker of the rope. And this is how you take it apart and to size it. You actually have to pull it apart like that, like I'm doing there. And then you can slide the stopper up the rope to size it to your height. And you should know how to size the rope to your height, but if you don't, you can always check out my video on how to size the rope to your height. And then you just lock it back in place right there. It's really simple once you actually know what to do. I just never seen a rope like this before, so I had no idea what to do. So I thought it was cool that he sent me the video and he explained it very well what to do. That spring can be loose or it can be locked in, either way. But yeah, here I am again demonstrating how to take the rope out, size it, and then slide the mechanism back and forth. It's really easy to do once you get the hang of it. What I like about this rope, there are a lot of things that I like about this rope. First off, I like how different it is. It's the most unique rope I've ever used. And I like how the owner makes all of them in his own shop. They're made in the USA, and he has put a lot of effort and time into this rope, and you can tell. I think he's been crafting it for the past 5 years, and now he's finally gotten to the point where he's comfortable releasing it to the public, which I think is cool. He hasn't done like what a lot of other people are doing in the jump rope game, is spending just a little bit of time on researching what they want to do, and they're more focused on making money and spreading their brand and trying to become an influencer. And he kind of took the opposite approach. He took a lot of time to perfect his product, and now he feels it's ready. And I can tell you that the time he spent perfecting this product was time well spent, because this is a great product. Now, getting more into what I like about the actual rope, I like how the handles are really small, because it makes it so that it's not cumbersome. You can take this rope anywhere. It's super light, which is really good. You can fold it up, put it in your gym bag, or you can just carry it around your shoulder like this, and it feels like absolutely nothing is hanging from your neck. It's a minimalist design. I'm not sure if he meant it to be that way, but for me, I like a minimalist design where I don't really have to worry about the rope being too cumbersome. So that's one of the main things I like about this rope, is that it's a minimalistic design and it's not very cumbersome and doesn't weigh very much. But at the same time, when you're actually using the rope, it's not like nothing is there. You can feel the rope moving around you, and it's very easy to use in that regard, which is why I think it's a good rope for beginners. Another thing I like about it is I'm not against ropes that have the bearings on it, but this rope doesn't have any bearings. And one of the reasons that bearings can be a disadvantage, so if you see a rope like any of the Buddy Lee ropes, they all have swivel bearings on them. And the crossrope bolt has a swivel bearing. Swivel bearings are not terrible, but what swivel bearings do is they add a piece of complexity, an extra piece of complexity to the jump rope, and they can rust. So on the Buddy Lee Rope Master, the swivel bearings do rust. I have 2 Rope Masters and both of them have started to rust. With this design here, there's been no rust yet, and not having the swivel bearing and instead having this spring right here that acts in lieu of the swivel bearing makes it a little bit easier to use and less complex. And if you're just starting to work out, you want a piece of equipment that is less complex. Another thing I like about it is just how easy it is to size. So all you do for sizing is you take this right here, you take this piece of the rope, the excess, which you need to leave in, you pull this out, and then you come up like this, and that's all you need to do. And you can be tough with it if you need to be. It's a very durable product. And then you just wedge it back in there like that. You can put this spring down. The spring can be free or it can be locked in place, and then you put the handle back over it and you're good to go. So it's just this really cool modular design. There are a lot of pieces, but they all kind of work together really well, and it makes it really easy to use. I also like the feel of the handles. At first I thought that the handles were going to be really slippery, but they're not. They're really easy to use. You can choke up on the handle like this, or you can grip it like a freestyle rope. And this excess rope right here, I love this design because you can leave a whole bunch of excess right here and it does not get in the way of the rope's performance. Unlike the crossrope bolt, which this rope is very similar to, the crossrope bolt, if you don't cut away all the excess at the end of it, it does get in the way. So you have to cut away a lot of the excess. With this, the excess never gets in the way because the design makes it so that the rope, the excess rope, stays behind you rather than being up here off of the swivel bearing like it is with the crossrope bolt. It stays behind you, which I think is really cool. I also like the overall material and everything that it's made from. So this rope, it is a double PVC coated rope, and I think that it stands up really well. I've used this rope a lot and there are barely any wears and tears right here, and it's got a steel cable underneath it. And the other good thing about it is once this starts to wear away, at least he sent me 2 of them, this one and another one, and it's very easy to replace too. So it's easy to replace if your cable starts to get worn down. There's really not much to not like about this rope. It is a really good rope, and I haven't really found much wrong with it. I think the only thing that I would say I don't like about it is that it's not as versatile as a freestyle rope. But you have to keep in mind with the rhythm rope is made for people who are doing boxer type workouts, and it's made for doing the basics. It's made for doing the boxer type tricks like double unders, triple unders. You can do anything that normally a boxer would do. So you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of tricks like the TJ triple cross or any kind of real fancy freestyle tricks that you see a lot of people doing. kickbacks, anything like that. It's going to be really difficult to do that with this rope. So it's not as versatile as I would normally like a jump rope to be. But again, you do have to remember, and I have to remember this, that this rope is not made for freestyle or tricks or anything like that. This rope is made for working out. It's made to do conditioning. You can do very fast hit type workouts with this. You can do long jumps with this, so 30-45 minute jumps with this rope. So it is versatile in that regard, but only in the space of working out, conditioning, and cardiovascular exercise. So this is not a freestyle rope, and I think that would be the only knock I would put against it, is that it's not as versatile as, say, a long handle rope like the Elite SRS Pro or the Buddy Lee Rope Master. Quality. This rope's quality is one of its strongest suits. Each one of these ropes are handmade by the guy who owns this company. So you can be rest assured, and I've talked to him several times, that he cares and puts all of his effort, sweat, blood, and tears into making sure that each rope that he makes is top quality. I mean, he goes into, every time I've talked to him about his rope, he goes into all sorts of details about how he crafts the rope, where the ideas came from. And you can tell just from talking to him that he really cares about the quality being put into this product, which is a lot different than a lot of jump ropes that are coming out these days. There are a lot of people out here that are just buying bulk ropes from overseas, and they're just putting a low quality name imprint on the rope and then just selling it for 10 times more than what they pay for it. This is not that situation. The rhythm is actually inscribed on each handle, and you can tell as soon as you pick this up that this is a high quality, top quality product. And I've had no issues with the quality whatsoever. I've been using this rope probably every other day for the past 2 months, and I can tell you that the quality is a 5 out of 5 jumps. All right, performance. This is another category where the rhythm rope shines, and there are not too many ropes that can get on the same level with it. There's nothing to really complain about. It performs very well. As soon as you start using it, you can feel the difference between this and other jump ropes. It's light, but at the same time, it gives you enough feedback to where a beginner could probably pick this rope up and do pretty well with it. It is a little bit lighter than I would say for a beginner, but a beginner could use this rope and get used to it fairly quickly. And you can do all the tricks that, or all the moves that a boxer would normally be able to do with very minimal problems. So double unders, triple unders, squat jumps, boxer step, any kind of traditional jump rope moves, crossovers, you can do with this. This is designed for boxers. The owner, he does give them away to boxing clinics in the inner city. And so I think that from a performance standpoint, for what this rope is made for, which is conditioning, speed, and overall cardiovascular training and footwork training, this rope gets a 5 out of 5 jumps. Versatility. This is where the rope takes some minor hits, but not too much. So I talked a little bit about versatility in the beginning of the video. But when you think about versatility, you have to look at it in 2 ways. You have to look at, number one, the holistic view, so everything you can do with a jump rope, and then you have to be mindful of what the specific rope you're looking at was made for. From a holistic standpoint, this rope isn't as versatile as, say, an Elite SRS Pro Freestyle or a Buddy Lee Rope Master, because you can't do the fancy tricks with it that most freestyle ropes are made for. But this rope is not made for that. It is made for regular exercise, boxer type workouts, speed, agility, cardiovascular training, and footwork. So that's what this rope is made for. So I have to grade it within those confines. But I also have to be aware of the holistic view that jump rope is. So I give this rope a 4 out of 5 jumps from a versatility standpoint, just because because it's a short handled rope and because the cable is made the way it is, it's not going to be very easy, or it's going to be near impossible to be able to do a lot of the really fancy advanced tricks with it. But because the rope is made for boxing style workouts and it's developed by a boxer, I do give it a 4 out of 5 jumps, because it does do very well from a versatility standpoint within the confines of what it's made for. So 4 out of 5 jumps for versatility. All right, price to value. Now, when they sent me this rope was going for $55 a piece. And I thought that was a little bit expensive before I got the rope, but I started using it and I could see why they were asking for $55, because it does give you a lot of value, and it is so light and you can carry it everywhere. So if you think about it, these days gyms, most of them are shut down because of the pandemic. And most gyms are going to charge you anywhere between $10 and $100 a month. And then if you're going to one like Equinox, you might be paying like $200 or $300 a month. So if you pay $55 one time and you get 2 cables and you have a place that you can work out in your home, I mean, this pays for itself within a few months. So if you think about it that way, it's kind of along the same rationale as buying an expensive rope like a cross rope. Is if you use it and you have a place you can work out at home, which mostly everyone's working out at home now, people who are working out at home, then a more expensive rope pays for itself over time. And that's not just with this rope, that's with any rope. But as I started talking to the owners of the company, they told me that they were dropping the price down to $35. And so I think that is more than a fair price for this rope, because of the quality and performance that you get with this rope, and in turn the value that you get with this rope. I think $35 is a steal, because you get 2 cables and you get these awesome handles and you get this system that is patented that nobody else has come up with. It is truly a revolutionary system. I've never seen anything quite like it before. And you also get the satisfaction and the assurance knowing that this person is in their machine shop making your rope, and it's basically a custom made rope. It's not some rope that's being cut into production in a factory overseas somewhere, or even in the US somewhere where it's just a mold and they're making all these ropes. $35 and even $55, I'd say, is a more than fair price for this rope. So from a price to value standpoint, I give this rope a 5 out of 5 jumps. Ease of use. Ease of use is super important for any jump rope or exercise piece of equipment that you get. If you've just started working out, you might not have all that much motivation to get out there and start. So if you get a piece of equipment that's really complicated and really difficult to put together, it's gonna make you think twice about going outside and jumping rope or getting on that row machine or that treadmill. In contrast, if you have something that's easy to set up, you're going to be more than likely to use it, and then you're going to be more than likely to continue to use it, because it's not going to take much maintenance, it's not going to take that much setup time. This rope definitely is easy to set up. As soon as you get it out of the box, all you need to do is size it the way that you always size a jump rope. And if you don't know how to do that, you can check out one of my videos that teaches you exactly how to measure your jump rope to your height. But all you have to do is pull this rope out right here and use this little mechanism here, and it's very easy to slide up and down the rope. And then it goes right into this piece here with the spring, and then it locks in place like that, and then you're ready to jump. And then when you start jumping, it's easy to use as well, because these handles are so easy to grip and they're so easy to maneuver that you can start working out within 5 minutes of getting this rope. All you have to do is size it up to you. And then another thing is, you don't even have to cut all the excess off right here. So you don't need a wire cutter necessarily. But with this rope here, you would need a wire cutter if you want to cut it. But since the owner of Rhythm Rope suggests to leave a lot of excess because the excess doesn't get in the way when you're using the rope, you don't even need a wire cutter. And you do need a wire cutter with other ropes like the Rich Froning, and you need a bolt cutter with the Crossrope bolt as well. So ease of use, I give this rope a 5 out of 5 jumps. Who is this rope for? Now, I'd say this rope is for anybody who is interested in doing traditional jump rope and doing the easy to intermediate level tricks that don't require a whole lot of maneuverability. So for those kind of tricks, I'm talking like boxer step, crossover, basic bounce, side swing, squat jumps, things like that where you're not flipping the rope over you and doing the kickback or any TJ triple crosses or anything like that. For a rope like that, you're gonna want a long handle rope. Who this rope is for, I'd say beginners definitely can use this rope. A CrossFitter who is looking to advance and improve his or her double unders, this rope will definitely work. This is a great double under rope. Somebody who is into athletics, who is looking to improve their footwork, looking to improve their speed and agility, and anyone who's generally looking to use jump rope as primary or alternate source of working out. This rope is not for people who want to do the crazy freestyle tricks. There's nothing wrong with freestyle tricks, but this rope is not made for that. This rope is made for traditional workouts where the rope is going over you like that, or doing side swings or things of that nature. So if you're a beginner or you're looking to get a rope where you're not doing too many tricks, but you're looking for a more standard workout, a more traditional workout, this rope is definitely for you. And it's also for you if you don't like carrying around a lot of equipment. If you just want a simple, light, but effective jump rope that is cost effective as well, this rope is definitely for you. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning into today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed some of the backstory behind me getting this rope, using it, and coming to the conclusion that it is truly a revolution in the type of jump ropes that are coming out now. And it's a really cool example of someone thinking outside the box and making their own design. I'm just glad that I got to be part of the process, and I'm thankful that I was able to use the rope and that I was sent the rope from the owner of Rhythm Rope. So thank you very much. You can pick one up, I believe, by hitting him up. His Instagram is @RhythmRope, I believe, or @RhythmRope USA. If you do a search on Instagram, you'll be able to find him. If you want to check out some more of my videos, they should be somewhere in this area. You can also subscribe somewhere in this area. And also, if you feel generous and you feel like supporting, there is a Patreon link as well somewhere in this area. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, jump rope to freedom. Peace, everyone. Thanks a lot for your support.